Hello, and I hope I'm clearly audible to you, visible to all of you. I welcome you on my channel. Today is the day 15, and today is a very special day since it is the Army Day. So, I will tell you a little bit about what Army Day actually is. So, on 15 January, we celebrate Army Day to honor the courage, bravery and sacrifice of our armed forces, and fundamentally this day is a historical mark when the transfer of command was there from the Britishers to our Indian vet Indian Indian soldier. So firstly, we got independence in the year 1947, right? But we were only politically independent back then. But in 1949, we got real power, that is, military independence. Therefore, before 1949, the commander in chief of our military was British, right? The Britishers were, ruling our armed forces, and we didn't had any military intelligence at the apex level, right? So there was no independent, right? No transparency. It was not independent. But after 2 years of independence in the year 1949, we got the military independence. When the transfer, the when the power was transferred from British General, Francis Butcher to the Sir K.M. Cariappa, who hailed from Karnataka. He was the first Indian commander in chief, right? Then later he was promoted to the rank of Field Marshal, first Field Marshal of our army, and then we have another Field Marshal, that great, Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw. The basically in the year 1949, on this very day, 15 January, there was a transfer of power from British commander in chief to the Indian commander in chief, and this very day symbolizes sovereignty of nation, right? Military independence, and most importantly, self-reliance. So that was a brief, talk about today's, special date, right? Army Day. Therefore, on that note, happy Army Day to everyone watching this video. Happy Army Day, right? Now, today we will talk about the urban air pollution, right? As this video is all concerned about the urban air pollution. So, today we will talk about the different states, having the maximum urban air pollution, and into the challenges and solution causes, everything, every possible aspect we could cover, right? So we'll cover it. Just give me a minute. Therefore we start our today's video. Urban air pollution, right? Urban air pollution is one of the most pressing environmental challenges of our modern cities, right? You can look in Meghalaya, you can look in Delhi, you can look in Ghaziabad, Noida, cities in UP. They are hampered by the urban air pollution, and it is mainly caused by, vehicle emission, industrial activities, and rapid urbanization. So not everything in excess is good, right? There must be limitation. So rapid urbanization, rapid development is the main causes in crux, right? Those are the basic causes of the urban air pollution, and it harms human health, right? Accelerates climate change, definitely, and requires urgent solution like clean energy adoption, stricter regulation, right? Strict regulation of the government and climate board, and most importantly, sustainable urban planning, right? If there is no sustainable, any planning, if there's if so there must be a substantial and sustainable plan for the future, right? There must be a roadmap, because the rapid urban air pollution is very detrimental to people's well-being, right? So that's there. Urban air pollution refers to, the contamination of city air by harmful substances such as carbon monoxide. I know what I hope you all know what carbon monoxide is. And next we have nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, then particulate matter, that is PM 2.5 and PM 10, and volatile organic compounds, right? Those are the detrimental gases and compounds which can take human life and make it miserable, right? And with this rapid urbanization, cities faces increasing traffic congestion, industrial growth, and construction activities. All of this is contributing to deteriorating air quality. If I have to talk about specifically Delhi, Meghalaya, and UP, those three are the most, urban, if we see in our nation. So three states must be in a high alert position and stance, because those are the states, you know facing a severe deeply in the causes. It's basically vehicular emission, cars, buses, right? Trucks releases large amount of carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, and hydrocarbons. Those are very simple. And next is industrial activities, factories, right? Power plants, and they emit a lot of sulfur dioxide, particulate matter, the again PM, and greenhouse gases, right? Those are basically the causes. And third causes is construction and dust. Urban development projects like mega huge projects, right? It releases a lot of dust and fine particles into atmosphere, which as a result becomes which as a result pollutes the air, right? In a simple form, it pollutes the air, right? And fourth is burning of the fossil fuels, coal based power plants, and household fuel to use, and it again adds to a lot of pollution in the air. And lastly and most importantly, pollution grows because of the population, right? And when there's a lot of population, people tend to they tend to come to urban, right, from rural. And the large urbanization, right, the growth in urbanization also result in increasing demand of transport, right? Again, energy and every sort of things. Demand is multiplied when there's a population, right? And so is the urbanization. And on that very note, it intensifies the pollution level. So those are the few, causes in nutshell. And we'll also look in the effects, right? What is the impact of the urban air pollution? Firstly, and most importantly, human health causes respiratory diseases like asthma, right? And cardiovascular problems, and even premature deaths, definitely, right? And second is environmental damage. Actually, this should be placed in the first, right? Environmental damage and deterioration leads to acid rain, smoke foundation, and reduced visibility. As I had seen one post where the Delhi, right, the current temperature in Delhi back when I saw was 0.1 per 1 degree Celsius. So sorry about the percentage, but it was minus 0.1 degree Celsius. Just imagine, right, how cold it is. And I think it was the highest, the lowest temperature that Delhi has ever, came across, come across. So that's there, right? It has set the lowest temperature of the whole time that Delhi has ever witnessed. So just imagine how things are, right? And third effect is climate change, right? Greenhouse, gases, they contribute a lot to global warming, right? And extreme weather events, right? So that's there. And fourth effect, and most importantly, is a loss of biodiversity. Polluted is, affects plant, it affects animals, flora, fauna, and the whole, overall ecosystem in and around the cities, right? So that's the that is the fourth and last effects. Summing up, human health, environmental damage, deterioration, and third is climate change, and fourthly, loss of biodiversity. Okay, so four effects, and we also have few solution to tackle the urban air pollution, and those are as follows. Those are as followed: promoting public transport and EVs. Right, EVs are in like very trend, right? EVs basically stands for electronic vehicles, right? Electric vehicles, and I even in my town I could see a lot of electric scooties, and it's really nice, right? And firstly, reduce dependency on fossil fuels, right? If you have got EV, just plug into a charge, right, and drive. You don't need any fuel, such a lot of sophisticated ethanol blending, E20, E50. No one gives any importance to fuel. The guy who is owning a EV, right, for instance Tesla, right, there's no headache as such, right? Just charge, just plug into charge and drive. So replacing all the traditional cars which runs by fossil fuels with electronic vehicles, right? For that matter, even scooters, electronic vehicles, right? And second is green urban planning, planting trees, plantation drive ho gaya, right? Organized by forest department. So not, we must not expect anything from the department, yet it is their job. But at least what we can do is we can initiate it within our family, right? We can at least plant one or two plants, in and around our own, you know home, or even if the, if you gel off with the, social circle, you can do it in your locality, right? And those all things, minute things matters a lot, when you see in a bigger picture. Fast forward 5 years, 3 years, it matters a lot, right? If you even plant a seed, right? If you even plant a tree, right, it pays you back, right? So that's there. You can plant trees, right? Creating a lot of, good environment, dustbin ho gaya, right? And promote a, safe and clean environment for the people, right? So that's there. You can set the temperament, right? If you are in a village, right, you can at least make a good, presentable dustbin, right? And all those things matters a lot, right? When we see anything, the sight of a person matters a lot, right? So it changes a person opinion, right? So that's there. But it's very hard with the civic sense of our country, yet definitely try, we can try out these things. So that's there. And third is strict regulation, law and regulation, enforcing emission standards for industry and vehicles, right? But I'm afraid, specifically in our country like India, where police, they, do challans for private vehicles, but have you ever, have you ever seen their vehicles, right? They are they are I'm sure they are very very old. All of their registration must be of, you know 90s. I've seen the vehicle, Max over there, right? Jeep. Do you think those, vehicle have got a proper pollution check, right? These department vehicle, they emit the highest number of carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, yet a normal civilian who have just got his car or bike, they have to pay the challans, right? So that's very, such a paradox, right? So that's there. So हो गया ये, then strict regulation, and both solution is renewable energy adoption. Yet, India has progressively seen a major shift in renewable energy adoption, right? Yet, shifting to solar, wind, and hydropower can be a game changer, right? And definitely, India is doing very well in this domain. If you haven't seen my video on renewable energy growth, you can check it out. I've made it. I don't remember the date, but I've made it. So India is doing progressively good in this, and really proud of India. And lastly, the solution to urban air pollution is awareness campaigns, as I have said earlier, educating citizens about reducing pollution through lifestyle changes, right? Basically, a small act, right? Small act of a person can save our nature, right? Not throwing plastics here and there, not even burning it, rather recycling it, right? It would help us a lot, right? We can't even imagine, right? But the action which we do, right, will pay back us immeasurably if we don't burn the plastics and just give it to the ones who come and collect all those things. They will at least make a good use of it. They will recycle, they will make a table chair, right? But burning it is not an option, but we do not do it, right? So very small act, not burning but giving to the ones who will recycle, and they will even earn their living with it, right? So that's there. Though that was the last solution, and now we'll look on the current events, right, that our very state is facing. Firstly, we have Meghalaya, right? Now, Delhi, and we have Ghaziabad, and also we have Noida. Now, we'll look into the deep fact and figures of all the state. Just give me a minute, guys. Okay, thanks for waiting. Right now, in January 2026, India is facing a severe urban air pollution crisis. Nearly 44, I can't believe 44% of Indian cities are experiencing chronic particular particulate matter 2.5 pollution, with Brunihut in Meghalaya ranked as the most polluted urban center. You might be wrong if you are thinking Delhi is the most polluted area. Just think what Meghalaya, Bernie is going through. And I will let you know the facts and the data very soon. In Bernie Meghalaya, it is ranked as the most polluted center, surpassing Delhi National Capital Region. It surpasses Delhi NCR, right? And doctors in Mumbai and Delhi are reporting rising cases of persistent cough, chest pain, chest heaviness, and breathlessness, even among healthy young individuals. See how bad the situation is in our nation. Now we'll look into the key current events. Firstly, we'll look in the satellite data analysis, and this data is from 2019 to 2024, and it shows that, just think, we are leaving 1 year aside from the year 2025 to 2026. We are not counting it in. Yet from 2020, 2019 to 2024, 5 years down the line, there shows 44% of Indian cities consistently exceed the safe particulate matter 2.5 levels, indicating structural pollution problems rather than seasonal spikes. Now, here, viewers, I want you all to understand that particulate matter 2.5 level is the safe level, right? It is the benchmark of the safeness of the air, right? Particulate matter 2.5. Just keep this thing in mind. Now, you all might be shocked, in the course of this video, after knowing the facts and figures of our very lovely states. Now, second, we have the data from National Clean Air Program, that is NCAP. currently covers only 4% of cities, leaving most urban centers without effective monitoring or enforcement. Very important. Now will now I'll tell you city specific update. And Brunihard in Meghalaya declared India's most polluted urban center with average, hold on, with average particulate matter 2.5 levels at 100 UG per meter cube in 2025. All right. Followed by again Delhi at 96 UG per meter cube, and that is followed by Ghaziabad at 93 and Noida at fourth place. So that's there. And Delhi NCR, it continues again to struggle with year-round poor air quality. You know how bad the situation is in Delhi right now, right? The safe air, the clean air has become a political game, right? What is this? If this is not Kaliyug, then what this is, right? Even the people demands clean air, right, in return of vote, right? So how the things, even a free and clean air is, you know, we are getting it in the cost of at the cost of clean air, right? So that's how the situation is, right? Very unimaginable, right? But it even a free and clean air cost us a vote, right? Now it has become another vote bank for the politician. So that's there. Now, Delhi NCR, it continues to struggle, as I have said earlier, and not just in winters, right? But throughout, it is not seasonal, right? It is throughout every season, right? What I'm saying. It is seasonal, no doubt, undoubtedly. And Supreme Court has reprimanded stands for official denial of pollution watchdogs for failing to act effectively. Though even though Supreme Court have denied, right? But the politician is very, I watched one video of Delhi, Ministry of, air. That ministry is supposed to look after the air quality and all, and then she was giving a very peculiar and absurd answer to media, which was kind of very, which showed the very derogatory side of her. And I was wondering, how these things are, you know how these things are going in our country. Like, how can we elect such, how can we select such cabinet, right? Even if it's state, how can we, right? It raises a big question. Therefore, in cities like national capital region, if we have minister like them, then forget about the other regions of India, right? Now Mumbai. Now, next is the Mumbai. The air quality has deteriorated sharply in even Mumbai, and residents, celebrities have raised a lot of concerns about the difficulty in breathing. See, the situation is very bad in Mumbai also, and doctors report a surge in respiratory complaints. So that's there. Now again we'll look Gaya, right? Cardiovascular problems. Now again adding to it, respiratory illness, rising in hospitals in Mumbai, Delhi report, many cases of cough, chest heaviness, and breathlessness among the people, among that too very young, young individuals. So the condition is very bad, right? So that's there. And now, why these things matters? Why urban air pollution matters to us? Firstly, structural problems. Now comes the point that I was mentioning. Pollution is not seasonal, right? It is not seasonal. It doesn't come in season. Yet it is chronic, and it is tied to industrial emission, right? Vehicular traffic and weak enforcement of law and government, right? So that's there. And second, why this matters is political pressure. Clean air is political pressure. Clean air is becoming a poll agenda issue as citizen demand accountability. So these things act as even as a political pressure. Yet in India, it is a paradox, right? Even for a free and clean air, what does it cost? It comes at the cost of your vote. Now it has become a vote bank, right? And why it matters lastly is health emergency. Urban hospitals are overwhelmed, right, with pollution related cases, making this a critical public health challenge. So that's there from my side. Thank you so much for watching this video, and really glad if you have been watching my videos. I don't wish anything. I wish the best for you all, right? May God bless all of you and all your efforts. Today is the Army Day, and wish you a happy Army Day, and Jain Jai Bharat and Bharat Mata Ki Jai. Thank you so much for watching.